Hello, and welcome back to Mosaic of Cultures. Before we dive in, if you love exploring the wonders of our world, make sure you hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss what's coming up. Today, we're journeying back in time to the land of pharaohs and gods. We're standing in the shadow of one of humanity's greatest achievements, the magnificent pyramids of Egypt. How on earth did an ancient civilization build these colossal structures? What secrets are locked within their stone walls? For centuries, these questions have captivated everyone from seasoned historians to curious travelers. So, let's grab our gear and unlock the mysteries of the pyramids together. Imagine this, the desert landscape, a blank canvas under the blazing sun. Then, rising from the sands, a monument so grand it touches the sky. We're talking about the Great Pyramid of Giza, the oldest and largest of the three iconic pyramids standing guard over the plateau, built during the 4th dynasty of the Old Kingdom, somewhere between 2580 and 2560 BC. This was a project of epic proportions. This architectural marvel was commissioned as the eternal resting place for Pharaoh Khufu, whom you might also know by his Greek name, Cheops. When it was completed, the Great Pyramid soared to a breathtaking height of 146.6 meters. To put that into perspective, it held the title of the tallest man-made structure on Earth for an incredible 3,800 years. It wasn't just a building, it was a statement of power, a stairway to the heavens, and a symbol of a civilization at its absolute peak. But the biggest question remains, how did they do it? Let's debunk a common myth right away. For a long time, popular culture told us the pyramids were built by legions of slaves toiling under the whip. However, modern archaeology paints a very different picture. The evidence strongly suggests the workforce was not made up of slaves, but rather thousands of skilled, paid laborers. These were respected artisans, craftsmen, and builders who took immense pride in their work. Think of it like a massive, state-sponsored construction project. Many of these workers were likely seasonal farmers. During the annual flooding of the Nile, when their fields were underwater and farming was impossible, they would travel to Giza to work on the pyramid. It was a source of steady employment and contribution to a project of national and spiritual importance. They lived in well-organized temporary cities near the construction site, and archaeological finds, like bakeries and breweries, show they were well-fed and cared for. They weren't just cogs in a machine, they were the lifeblood of this incredible undertaking. Now, let's talk tools and materials. The builders didn't have power drills or cranes. Their toolkit was simple, yet remarkably effective. They used tools made from copper, a relatively soft metal, along with strong wooden implements and hard stone pounders. With these, they managed to quarry, cut, and shape millions of limestone and granite blocks. Some of these blocks weighed as much as 2.5 tons, that's heavier than a modern car. And the massive granite slabs used for the king's chamber weighed up to 80 tons. The precision with which these blocks were cut and fitted together is so astounding that you often can't even fit a piece of paper between them. So they've quarried these gigantic blocks. The next challenge is getting them from the quarry to the construction site and then lifting them hundreds of feet into the air. This is where the ingenuity of the Egyptians truly shines, and also where historians have some of their liveliest debates. The primary quarries for the main limestone blocks were nearby, but the fine white limestone for the outer casing came from Tora across the Nile, and the huge granite blocks came from Aswan, over 800 kilometers to the south. It's almost certain that they used the Nile River as a superhighway. They would load the massive stones onto wooden boats and transport them during the inundation season, when the water levels were highest and brought the river closer to the Giza Plateau. Once the blocks arrived at the site, the real heavy lifting began. How did they move these multi-ton blocks across the sand and up the rising pyramid? One leading theory proposes the use of massive ramps. But what kind of ramp? A long, straight ramp. A spiral ramp that wrapped around the pyramid as it grew. Or maybe an internal ramp system within the pyramid's structure itself. Each theory has its proponents and its challenges. For instance, a single straight ramp would have had to be over a mile long to maintain a manageable gradient. That's an enormous construction project in itself. Another fascinating idea, supported by an ancient wall painting, suggests they used sledges to drag the blocks. To make it easier, they would pour water on the sand in front of the sledge. This simple trick would reduce friction dramatically, allowing a smaller team of workers to haul an incredibly heavy load. It's a brilliant example of using scientific principles long before they were formally written down. The truth might be a combination of several methods, a testament to their problem-solving skills. The pyramids weren't just impressive from the outside. They were complex structures with a very specific, sacred purpose. They were more than just tombs, they were resurrection machines for the pharaohs. The ancient Egyptians had a profound belief in the afterlife. They believed the pharaoh's spirit, or Ka, would need his body and his worldly possessions to navigate the journey to the next world and take his place among the gods. Let's take a virtual step inside the Great Pyramid. It's not a hollow shell, it's a labyrinth of passages and chambers. You would enter through a low passage, which descends into an unfinished subterranean chamber. But the main path leads upwards through the ascending passage into a magnificent, high-ceilinged corridor known as the Grand Gallery. This architectural wonder leads to the very heart of the pyramid, the king's chamber. Built entirely of red granite, this is where Khufu's sarcophagus was placed. There is also another chamber, mistakenly called the Queen's Chamber, located below it. These intricate internal structures were designed to protect the pharaoh's mummy and his treasures from tomb raiders for all eternity. But there's another layer to the pyramid's design that reveals an even deeper level of knowledge. Their alignment is incredibly precise. The four sides of the Great Pyramid are almost perfectly oriented to the four cardinal points: north, south, east, and west. The level of accuracy is astonishing, especially for a civilization without modern surveying equipment. This shows an advanced understanding of astronomy. Furthermore, some researchers, in a theory known as the Orion correlation theory, suggest that the layout of the three Giza pyramids was deliberately designed to mirror the three stars in Orion's belt. Whether this is true or not is still debated, but it's clear that the stars were immensely important to the Egyptians. The pyramids were not just anchored to the earth. They were aligned with the cosmos, acting as a bridge between the terrestrial and the celestial, ensuring the pharaoh's soul could ascend to the heavens. So, as the sun sets over the Giza plateau, casting long shadows from these ancient giants, what have we learned? The pyramids of Egypt are so much more than piles of stone. They are enduring monuments to human ingenuity, organization, and unwavering belief. They tell the story of a culture that could mobilize a nation, master engineering challenges that would daunt us even today, and create something truly eternal. The Great Pyramid stands as a powerful reminder that when people are united by a grand vision and driven by a common purpose, the possibilities are limitless. They didn't just build a tomb, they built a legacy that has inspired awe and wonder for over 4,500 years. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible journey back in time. If you enjoyed uncovering these ancient secrets, please give this video a thumbs up, and I'd love to read your thoughts in the comments below. What aspect of the pyramids fascinates you the most? And don't forget to subscribe to Mosaic of Cultures for more adventures into our amazing past. Until next time, keep exploring.